Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Texas Motor Speedway for the final event in Season 3 NAMAR Mountain Dew Code Red Series action. It's been a long journey. We started this season, I believe, back in August. Yep, back in August we started racing, and here today, it's either the last. I'm recording this in advance, by the way. It's either the last Friday of January or the first Tuesday in February that this will go up. And we're here for the heat races. So let's get to your top 10 starting lineup. Cole Deaver's on the front row with Hunter Braxton, who's in the final 5. So Braxton is one of 3 drivers here in Heat 1 locked into the event. And another one of those drivers is in row 2. That's Andrew Rich. He's next to Adam Flickinger. Row 3 is Joshua Sekuli and Jonathan Zorlin. Row 4, Eli Bright, Jesse Turner. And in row 5 is Peter Onjak and Martin Wild. If you look to the rear, you'll see the orange roof of Ryan Brommer in the 3 car. He starts 22nd. He is also locked into the main event. Everyone else will be racing for a top 20 position to make the final event of the year.
Y'all come say it with me. Drivers, start your engine!
And a lot of drivers are racing for something here. 6th place in the points coming in. Skype Commons has that position. 18 points over Eli Bright, 45 points over Nico Tringali, and 54 points over Dale Lightning. Those are the 3 people behind Commons who could get 6th in points. Now, Lightning only has a chance if Commons misses the race and he wins at Texas. And then, of course, he needs help from Bright and Tringali finishing well beneath him. But the green flag is out here in heat number 1. As for the battle for 21st, it's down to Sekuli with a 13-point gap over Nanako and a 15-point gap over Fitzwater. Deaver is 60 points back and therefore cannot get 21st in points even if he were to win the main event. And man, Deaver is flying here in Heat 1. He has already pulled well away from Andrew Rich, who's in 2nd. Flickinger 3rd. Braxton down to 4th. Officially, Braxton will be the heat race, overall heat race winner. He's got 11 heat wins to Sorlin's 8. And Andrew Rich and Dale Lightning 7. And it does not look like he has the pace to win heat race 12 here today, as he'll lift for Zorlin. That'll be a huge key point right there off of 4 of whether drivers will be able to get it to stick. Adam Flickinger is going to pass Andrew Rich easily for 2nd place. Because I've never seen what GNS physics races like on this racetrack. I've seen CTS and Cup and they do pretty good, but GNS for the first time here in heat race number 1. So Flickinger up to 2nd, trying to chase down Cole Deaver. Now Deaver has won a main event, but he has never won a heat race, and he's looking to get that first heat win here in the last event of the season. Flickinger looking for what would be his 3rd heat win. He won his 2nd heat race back at Homestead, and he is closing in on Cole Deaver. We expect pit stops here for the heat to be somewhere between lap 13 to 15. We'll have to see what kind of strategy prevails, but Adam Flickinger is closing in fast on Cole Deaver. Right now your bottom 4 are Quinton Moore, Casey Nanako, Slade Jagger, and Brian Tremblay, as Jonathan Zorlin will look to take 3rd away from Andrew Rich, and he will. So move the 00 up to 3rd. Huge battle in the back there. 5th place, Eli Bright, well behind the rest of the pack. Bobo Jones looking for 6th from teammate Sekuli. You see Braxton have to check up there on the inside line. Top line apparently still a thing in 1 and 2, but of course not a thing in 3 and 4. And tire wear and pit strategy will be huge in the main event. It's a 101 lap main event, 1 lap longer than the race at Charlotte. Officials were going to leave it at 84 laps, but they said, hey, it's the final race of the season. It should be the longest one of the season. Likely you will see 2 or 3 pit stops in the main event later today. As we're going to hit 10 to go here in heat race number 1. Adam Flickinger in second. Sorlin in third. Sorry for the frame drops. I'm not sure what that random drop is about. Down to 52 here and there. But now Flickinger fading away from Cole Deaver as Zorlin creeps up from third. Andrew Rich falling back in fourth. As Bobo Jones in fifth is not exactly cutting down at the lead either. So we'll have to see what the strategies are going to be here in Heat 1. But right now it looks like Deaver might have his first Heat win of the season. Sorlin would be looking for his 9th. And by the way, Chevy has won the last 5 races, so Ford looking for another win potentially. In total, Tringale's won once, and Zorlin has won twice. And then for Toyota, Skype Commons with 1 win. So it's been a Chevy-dominated season for sure. And of course, all Chevys in the final 5. 2 RCR cars and 3 Junior Motorsports cars. But right now, they are not the focus of this heat race as Zorlin moves up to second past Adam Flickinger. And he'll look to see if he can hunt down Cole Deaver in the 10 machine. Casey Nanako has made his way up to 17th. Ryan Brommer started 22nd, is up to 15th. As it's a nice long line from 5th on back. Rich is by himself, and then the top 3 are up here. We're at lap 12. When do pit stops come into play? You see fall off is almost a second and a half. Who pits when? Do they take right side tires? Do they take no tires? And you gotta wonder, oh, here we go. Cole Deaver is coming down pit road. Zorlin, Flickinger, Rich, all doing the same. Looks like everyone's coming in. Indeed, everyone is pitting. No, wait. Braxton, Nanako, Jagger, Magora, and Tremblay pit a lap early, and they took right side tires. So what do the rest of these guys do at 5 to go? And yeah, they're taking right side tires. So we'll have to see what happens here. Pit stop will be key here. Deaver's the first one off. Zorlin the second. Flickinger the third. And then there goes Andrew Rich. So we'll see if undercutting was worth it for Hunter Braxton. There he is. Doesn't look like it helped him a lot. Andrew Rich actually lost the position to Bobo Jones. Braxton will go by the 0. So didn't really help him out much. Deaver will still be the leader here at 4 to go. As your bottom 4 drivers are waiting for the monitor to update. And the bottom 4 are Jesse Turner, Zane Beckett, Donovan Cage, and Quinton Moore. Sky Commons barely in it right now in 20th. And Deaver with a good lead over Zorlin, and he's pulling away from Zorlin too. Meanwhile, Braxton seems to maybe have a better car potentially. So he's trying to close down Adam Flickinger for third. Let's see what the minimum speed there is, 162. Yeah, I think Braxton has better right sides, or just he's got a better car on tire wear. Yeah, you see he's still running faster times. Of course, 4.5 seconds back, not enough to close down on Cole Deaver. And this is Deaver's heat win right at the end of the season. White flag in the air this time by for heat race number 1. After 45 events, 45 heat races for Heat 1 drivers, this is the 46th and the final heat race. And here today at Texas, Cole Deaver will get what he's been looking for all season, and that is a heat victory. He gets it done in Heat 1. So Deaver finally gets a heat win. It's the first Colleague Racing heat victory since James Ellison got one back at, I believe, North Wilkesboro. Nope, he got one at Provo. He got one at the Provo road course. So 3 total heat wins on the season for Colleague Racing. We'll see if Ellison can make it 4 in his heat race. Officially missing the finale will be Jesse Turner, Shane Beckett, Donovan Cage, and Quinton Moore. Everyone else is in the main event, and I will see you all for heat race number 2. Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready for a heat race number 2. The final time, the 46th heat race for heat race 2, or the heat race 2 group, I should say. On the front row is Enzo Nereza and Matthew Logan, who is in the final 5. Row 2, Samet Oskin and Cole Baker. Row 3, Nico Tringali and RJ Bishop. Row 4, another final 5 competitor, Dylan Young and Edwin Mendez. And in row 5 is Audra Baran-Oscus and James Ellison. So just a reminder that Logan and Young are locked into the main event. Everyone else will have to make it through via the top 20 or top 18 if the 20 and the 9 and the 2 are outside the top 20.
Start your engines!
Cole Deaver got the final heat win in the Heat 1 for the season. And now we'll see who gets the final one for Heat 2. One other driver who won a main event who did not win a heat race was Marty Johnson. And here in Heat 2, the one driver who hasn't done that is RJ Bishop, as someone has a problem. And it was RJ Bishop. So Bishop blows up. He's going to miss the last race of the season. And so much for possibly getting a heat win. And that's a sad way to end your season right there for RJ. But there's likely not going to be another season of this series. This was kind of just a revival of sorts for a little fun off-season project of mine. As Enzo Nereza is long gone from the field. Once again, the pole sitter in the heat race clearly with the superior car, as Oskin will clear Tringali for second, or maybe not. Tringali still to the inside of Oskin, and he'll have to check up. Dylan Young's right on his bumper, and there's a big checkup by the 22 of Oskin. As Matthew Logan will get held up from that too. And now Nereza has a near 1 second lead. Nereza fresh off his heat win at Pensacola. That was his 4th heat win of the season. There are several drivers in Heat 2 with 5 heat wins. And they include Dylan Young, Samet Oskin, Matthew Logan, and Audra Baranauskas. Nereza looking to be another name to hit 5 heat wins. Ryan Brommer is the only one in Heat 1 who finished at 5 heat wins. In total, we've had a lot more multi-winners here in Heat 2 than we have in Heat 1. In Heat 1, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drivers with multiple wins. And 10, 11, 12, 13 drivers total with heat wins in Heat 1. Here in Heat 2, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drivers with multiple wins. And then 2 drivers with 1 each, so 12 total heat winners here in Heat 2. As Nereza is gone. A second and a half last time. A second and 8/10 this time. So, man, Nereza has a rocket ship here at Texas. 29.9s to 30.1s, and if you look at the fastest lap, 2/10 faster than Dylan Young's time. Man, oh man. Of course, pit stops are coming. At some point in this race, we saw a handful of drivers pit early coming to lap 12, and then a handful pit coming to lap, or the rest pit coming to lap 13. So we'll see what Nereza does. The undercut did not seem to be a big thing for Braxton. It could be a big thing for someone at the bottom, and there you see gearbox failure for RJ. Right now, Johnny Gardner, Alan Cavanero, and James Ellison are all outside the top 20. And it would be huge for those drivers to miss the race. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, since Eli Bright made it into the race, Dale Lightning will be out of contention for 6th in points. He needed Bright to miss the race in order for a win to knock Bright, or Commons rather, not Bright. But Commons and Bright made the race, so that takes out Lightning from the conversation of 6th in points. He needed Commons to miss if he were to win the race and score max points of 56-57, because he is 54 back. So Lightning will not get 9th, or 6th in the standings rather. Gosh, I am off today. So we'll see if Tringali makes the race. He could join the party of Commons and Bright. He's running in 2nd right now, so it looks like he will. As for the party of 21st in the standings, that's down to 3 drivers, Sekuli, Nanako, and Fitzwater. And all those drivers are in Heat 1, and all of them made the event. So now it's just really seeing who's going to make the race from Heat 2. As Lucas Catano has fallen to 23rd. But I think pit stops are going to be huge for those at the back of the field. Gardner, Cavanero, and Ellison, man, just having problems. As Gardner and Cavanero are now into the top 20. And Alexander Rodown to 21st. So Ellison, one of the good drivers, in danger of missing this race. As Nereza continues to lead the field here today. I think I've just said all of these names so much the past few months. that it's just getting... I'm getting to the point where I've said it so much that you'd think I'd have the names down, and now I'm butchering them. And Nareza is going to pit right here. Did anyone pit the lap before? Watson, Fernandez, Anderson, Catano, Ellison, and Mendez all with the undercut. And Johnny Gardner's going to miss pit road. That's illegal. That is highly illegal. That is likely going to be a 30-second penalty for Johnny Gardner. And Mendez is still on pit road, so problems for the 4. Oh, there he is away. Oh, and he gets into Samet Oskin, and oh, this is going to be an issue. Does Oskin get to service? No, he doesn't. Oskin will miss the race. He got towed. He did not get to his stall correctly. And there's the 30-second penalty for Johnny Gardner. He was in the top 20, and he just came around pit road the wrong way. And a huge penalty for the 98. As it looks like Ellison's undercut will work out well for him. As it has for, wow, Benny Watson and Anderson really gained some ground there. Tringali down to 4th, Baranowskis in 3rd, and Young is by himself in 2nd. Catano has actually fallen a lap down to Enzo Nareza. So more problems for the 61 car. So perhaps a deal with Catano and Mendez is what happened to them. And right now, it would be Bishop, Oskin, Catano, and Gardner missing the race. What happened to Oskin? The 20... Oh, that's right. He got towed. I literally forgot. Wow, that's pretty sad of me. So it could come down to Gardner potentially catching Edwin Mendez to make this race or not. But I don't think he will. 30.6 to a 31.1. Yeah, Gardner is going to miss this race. Nareza continues to lead. Young is trying to track him down, but it looks like none of the final 5 will grace the front row in the main event. Coming to the white flag, Enzo Nareza looking for heat win number 5 on the season. What a long, long season it has been. And could Nareza potentially get the pole, maybe win Toyota another race? Anyways, off of turn number 4, getting his 5th heat win of the year, will be Enzo Nareza. And he will grace the front row with Cole Deaver. So Enzo goes back to back, which is the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th time. That's the 11th time on the season that a driver goes back-to-back winning heat races. And it's also the 7th time it happens in heat 2. So very, very interesting statistics right there. So that'll be your front row We'll see who wins the coin flip for the last time this season. Officially missing the final event from Heat 2 will be Johnny Gardner, Lucas Catano, Samet Oskin, and RJ Bishop. Everyone else in the top 20 will be in the race. And I will see you all for 101 laps of action here at Texas Motor Speedway in just an hour and a half.